There was this statement I read on the floor a few months ago, and you consider even the school feeding program we have currently, a school child is given 2 Ghana cedis a day, and two Ghana cedi 50 pesos, and our prisoners are given only 1 cedi 80 pesos a day. This is 3 square meals. I can say 6 Ghana cedis in the morning, 6 Ghana cedis in the afternoon, 60 pesos in the morning, 60 in the afternoon, and 65 in the evening. And this is woefully inadequate. And Mr. Minister, with all the steps you have taken at your agencies, we are calling that in the next budget for November, some action should be taken. We called on Mr. Speaker to intervene in this. We called for even a minimum 5 Ghana cedi for a start. This 1.8 cedis was in 2010, 15 years ago. This is not about MPP, that is not about NDC. We are calling for the right thing to be done. The injustice being meted out to our prisoners. Mr. Chair, this is a very serious matter. I have so much interest in it. And before the minister comes, I know some action will come from minister today. We want to use the PSC platform to call for action on this.
You say that the reason why I'm coming up is that we want to appeal to Mr. President. Yes. How many presidents have we had since 2010? You see, no, it's very serious because 2010. I'm on the floor now. I'm on the floor now. Please. This is not.
If you could let us answer, all this will have been.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much.
Come and I'll support her. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Many thanks for the opportunity. Since I think this has been recurring in our reports every time, and in these few months, various steps have been taken as enumerated in the status of the implementation. Gladly, we proposed 10 Ghana cedis and were granted 5. And after the consultations, President actually instructed that the amount should be increased to 5 cedis. And that's an amount of 10 million, which was supposed to cover the last quarter of the year, was to be released. But it is yet to be released, even though the approval has been given. And I also want to put on record that reference to the question of how we have managed the 1 cedi 80 pesos. I have to mention that the 1 cedi 80 pesos, in actual fact, is not the amount that is even used to feed the inmates, because the food is supplied by contractors who also take their profit from same. So practically, we are feeding 1 cedi. And so as a directorate, we have come together to bring about a project we call the Director General Kitchen Support Project. And in that project, all prison facilities across the country are supposed to have gardens, a small fish pond, a poultry or something related to animal husbandry, which is supposed to support same. Once in a while, the churches have also supported. And so we are feeding beyond 10 cedis. And it is through ingenuity. With the approval from the president, I think now, even as we speak, our budget for 2026 is capturing the 5 cedis. What we need now is the amount to be released for this last quarter. And efforts are being made to get the money into our accounts, and then the formal communication to that effect. As a directorate, we find this very serious, because once the feeding regime is wrong, it has a rippling effect on health and every other thing. So we are so passionate about it. We are working assiduously to ensure the rules change. And we are also hopeful that the 5 cedis will be increased in the course of 2026 to reflect the feeding regime for an adult, a disgruntled adult, an angry adult behind the walls. And we also have to note on this platform that of all the things that have given cause for inmates to riot, is food. And so we do everything within our walls to ensure that as much as it is possible, we are containing the inmates without the riots. Because if there is any riot, the poor prison officer becomes the first point of attack before any intervention. So whilst I have this platform, I also want to say that beyond the feeding, there are a lot of challenges. And if we want to have serious public safety in this country, we have to prioritize the needs of prisoners. Because they are part of us, they will be with us, and we don't know who next is going to be our guests. Thank you very much.
Well, Madam Chair, let me just add very briefly, if you permit me. Put your mic. Can you put your mic? Madam Chair, if you permit me.
But that was a very good submission, Madam.
Yes.
I'm proud of you.
When I sat around this same table during the vetting, I raised this very passionately. And then since I went to the ministry, I've pursued it with all the energy in me. And I'm grateful the Lord has been so merciful to us, and we thank His Excellency and the team for at least listening to us. And like Director General rightly said, in fact, they agreed to do the 5 cities. And I even insisted that, yes, we need something now, even as we await the 5 cities. Fortunately, we've started the budget process, it's in there. By the last quarter, His Excellency approved that 10 million, because it was going to take averagely 10 million a quarter. So if you see our next budget, you see there will be, and now we managed to separate it, because what used to happen, I'm sure Madam Chair is very, very familiar, it gets bulked in within the budget of the prisons. So you are not able to see it standing alone, to see how small it is. I've managed to convince my colleague, the finance minister, to let it stand alone. So now you see it when the budget can, it will be standing alone, and you see that prison feeding is standing at 40 million. That's 10 million per quarter. We know that the 5 cities is not adequate, but looking at where we are taking it from, 1 city, 80% to 5 cities, it will be a good start, hoping that we'll build on it. Because like you rightly said, even children who just eat once, we use 2 cities, 50 pesos. Meaning that for adults, even if we are going to use that same rate, it means the minimum should be about 7 cities, 50 pesos. But we proposed 10 cities. We battled out, we were standing at 7 and 8, but you know the budget envelope, they said that they can manage with 5 for now. We are hoping that into 2027, we should be able to even get this even further improved. But like the Director General rightly said, the prison challenges are enormous. And when I visited some of them, I almost broke down, because I thought that they were preparing, you know, in the house when they are preparing to do TZ, they normally match the condo in a kind of water. So I thought that's what they said that's the porridge. I said, no, what is this? They said that's the porridge. And it came to a time that I don't know who brought the idea of 3 meals square, because 3 cannot be square. Now we are not talking about 3 meals square. We virtually come to a point that we're feeding them only once in a day. Because there's no any magic you can do with 1 Ghana cedi, 80 pesos. If not, there's water that you are going to give. So it was just once, and that was a danger that we were sitting on. So we tried to decongest by giving amnesty to about 787 first-timers and some few others, totaling about 900 plus, just to decongest the prison. Even with that, the prison congestion has just reduced from 36% to 33%, meaning that there's still congestion. But we believe that if we're able to feed, and some of the other strategies that we are trying to adopt, that's getting prison industrialization, where we set up industries within the prison, where Ministry of Education is supporting us to sign a memorandum of understanding, to do furniture, to do the sanitary part, to do uniform. That will help. Then they get something to do, they make additional income. And then the agriculture, and I must take this opportunity to thank a lot of Nananum across the country. They listen to our plea, and many of them have come forward. Some have given us 100 acres, 200 acres, and we are tilting it together with the Minister of Agric. Minister for Agric is also very supportive with this Feeding Ghana project. We'll partner them, and we are doing all this to help make sure that we produce some of the food ourselves, whilst we use at least the little that is coming from government for feeding, to make sure that at least, if for nothing, once they are there, they should be well fed. That will help us reduce the skin diseases that we see there, a lot of the ailment that we see, all that we hope will come down. But we are happy that at least some progress has been made, and we hope that maybe within the week, the finance minister will make sure that we get the 10 million so that 1st October, we have a start from tomorrow. Thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. You want to make another statement? No. You appeal to the president. He has listened. You have 5 cities. Now, what else?
Thank you, Chair, for indulging me. I would like to commend Minister and the director. One last thing I want to appeal is the remand block, which is really got into a very good stage. I would like you to intervene and help complete it so that at least the overcrowding at Nsawam, with the capacity of just about 800, now housing almost 3,300, would need your assistance in that regard as well. And also a last commercial, prison service, they have the best mineral water. So if you want to buy water, just go to prisons, and we can also help improve the conditions there. Yeah. Thank you.
Without laboring this, I just want to assure him that the remand prison block is something that we are looking seriously. And all the agencies under me will tell you, when I came, I instructed, if you come to the ministry, we take the water from the prisons. All our agencies, from the police, the immigration, everybody buys that water just to create the market for that. And I've also tasked the Director General to work with the private partners to make sure that we are not making the money for the private people, but we are making money for the prison service. So we are doing a number of things, but because this is just about audit issues, maybe when another opportunity comes for us to talk about what are we doing with the prison, Director General may elaborate more about some of the things that we are doing to reform the law that governs it. We've made a presentation to the Constitutional Review. The name, prison, we think that, yes, it should be prison correctional facility, so that it will add in our mind that there should be correction as we talk about prison. Because currently what we are simply doing is we are just warehousing them. It's not like you just buy something, you just go and open a warehouse, you put it and then you lock. But that should not be the case. It should be correctional. So we thank you so much for the suggestions.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister.
Just a very simple question for the minister, as he still on his seat. When are you going to do your next mass recruitment?
Now that Madam Chair knows, I always have to get
Honorable Minister, I will overrule the question.
Thank you.
Look, all the talking, you didn't tell them that Ankafu Prison is also my constituency.
We'll be there.
Okay, the next infraction is on the next infraction is on paragraph 1851. That is Immigration Service, your head office.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. This has to do with withholding taxes to the tune of 1,272,473 Ghana cedis. Some people supply goods and services, and your organization was supposed to pay withholding taxes to GRA. During the reconciliation, it came out that out of 8,700,000 plus, you paid 7,461,000, living with an amount of 1,272,473 Ghana cedis, 29 pesos. Management also realized that, let me find out, has this money been paid? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, there was reconciliation. The 1.272 is not all. Some were exemptions from GRA. It had to do with officers' rent allowance, which is exempted, but it was added to the figure. With the reconciliation, the amount that was left was 159,001.17 cedis, which was duly paid to the GRA. There is evidence to that effect. And in fact, 65,097 cedis was paid but was captured as part of the non-payments. So the amount of 159,001 cedis, 17 pesos, has been duly paid to the GRA.
Thank you, Controller. Can the auditors confirm this?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we can confirm that the tax exemption amounted to 1,113,472 cedis, and the actual payment was 159,000.
Thank you, Controller. Good job done.
1 minute. I just want to find out, don't you pay taxes on your rent? The security agencies are not supposed to pay taxes on their rent.
Madam Chair, yes, and there's the evidence we've given them the letter because, I mean, as you may know, this their rent is because of the percentage of salary, sometimes cannot get them the accommodation. So I think the Ministry of Finance worked it out through Parliament to exempt them. So because of that, they don't. Almost all of them, and there's not almost, all of them don't pay tax on their rent.
Respectfully, I want the auditors to confirm if, and there's a rule or there's a law that exempts the security agencies from paying taxes on rent.
They have a letter. This is actually a subsidy, rent subsidy. So it's not part of their monthly salary.
So it's not an exemption, it's a subsidy. Yes. There's a clear difference between an exemption and then a subsidy.
You have to teach us financial the terms, so that will...
Okay, Ghana Immigration Service. You procured some shoes without getting a concurrent approval for it. The recommendation was for the Controller General should initiate the process of implementing the provision under Section 92 of the Public Procurement Act 2003 as amended for the implementation of the sanctions against the officers whose actions occasion that anomaly. Have you done that?
Yes, Mr. Chair. In actual fact, the necessary procurements were obtained. The procurement was done in 2022, and the payment done somewhere in 2020. The documentation, the approval from Public Procurement Authority is there. The tender review committee report is there. Everything was done, and the auditors have been finished with all the documentation. I think it was the question of citing documentation.
Where were the documents when the auditors came?
I think we have challenges with space. Our headquarters is very, very, very small. So sometimes document preservation is a challenge. So I think within the period of the reconciliation, they obtained the documents. But it wasn't that the procurement was done without the proper organization. The approvals were gotten actually before the procurement, and all the documents were finished to the auditors, and we have copies.
Auditors, have you cited these documents?
Yes, Honorable Chair, the documents were subsequently submitted to us. We captured it because it came a bit late, but then we had almost completed a report. But they provided the documents, and we realized that indeed the procurement procedures actually started way back 2022.
So, Mr. Chair, I mean, let me just say this. It came again, like I rightly said, the time and the command and control, the way it goes. Because this was 2022, and like the comptroller just said, the office space there is really choked. So when the infraction was raised in 2024, to go and get documentation from 2022 to prove that it was properly done, there was that little delay, and that's what caused it, but not because it wasn't there. And I'm sure the auditors just confirmed that they received it. Thank you so much.
Honorable Minister, thank you for attending to the committee. And which one?
Oh, I mean, I thought you are my friend. When they decided me, let me.
No, you see the way our women are beautifully attired here. They need to speak for people to know the worth that they have in them. So now we have to do fire, so allow us to come to Ghana National Fire Service. That's what I was telling her. Okay.
On Ghana National Fire Service, new Edubiase, who's taking 1858.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, this infraction has to do with someone earns salary for 3 individuals to the tune of 16,570 Ghana cedis. And that 2 of them, they said, have been deceased. And I wonder why you verify a deceased person. Yesterday, we saw some individuals being verified for 26 months who were deceased. But they were asked that these amounts be taken from their next of kin. What recovery have been done out of these 16,000 so far?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. We did a conciliation with the auditors and realized it was 7,289.1 and not 16,570.60. Honorable Chair, please, the money has been recovered and duly paid to the appropriate quarters.
Auditors, can you please confirm this reconciliated figure and the recovery as well?
Yes, Honorable Chair, the amount was reconciled down to 7,269, which has been recovered.
Okay, Chairman.
The next infractions on paragraph 1861, and Honorable Hotoje will take care of that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this infraction has to do with an end salary. John Tewia, a leading fireman with staff ID 1294582, who vacated posts from 1st November 2023, was validated and paid an end salary of 3,485.49. The recommendation of the auditors is that the municipal fire commander must ensure that the affected staff paid back that money with prevailing Bank of Ghana rate and lodge same in Auditor General's recoveries account at the Bank of Ghana, failing which the municipal and the validator should be made to pay the money. What is the current status of this particular issue?
Honorable Chair, as you said, the validators were made to pay the amount and it's still paid.
Mr. Auditor, is that true? Has that been done accordingly?
Yes, Honorable Chair, the amount has been recovered.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. The next one is on paragraph 1863, and it's on an end salary of 6,152. What has happened to this amount?
Honorable Chair, please, it has been recovered and paid appropriately to the authorities concerned.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we can confirm that.
Now, thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, let me just add, just for emphasis, we are not joking with this on end and all that. Once you validate, you carry the cross. We are very clear on that. You pay. They have some excuse. For example, someone has a jurisdiction, let's say he has a jurisdiction of, say, Ofinso and, say, Techiman. And he will have an excuse that, oh, because Techiman is far from Ofinso, before I got to know, the month has ended. I said, no, that's your headache to carry. You don't validate if you are not sure. Once you did the validation, you pay the penalty. So that's why we've been able to retrieve all from those who validated. If somebody is dead and you give the money, we are not going to be running after the deceased family. You're the one who validated will have to suffer the consequences. Because if in the security service, you can allow this to happen, then that means there will be complete chaos. So we are very firm and will continue to hold the line and make sure that this nature of infractions do not happen. If it will happen, it should happen somewhere, but not within the security services. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, and your team. You have done very well over here, answered all the questions. You are duly discharged.
Sorry, Honorable Minister, there are a few public interest questions that have been brought to my attention that I believe that the people of Ghana are waiting for one of the wonderful ministers we have in this country to help your agency answer. Yes. Oh no, today it's clear. It's been shown that Minister, you're on top of what you do, and I'm happy that.
Madam Chair, I beg you, if you could let me.
Yes. This is my personal, view of things, that you're on top of what you do, and I'm very happy with not just the submissions that you have made, but you are looking into the future, moving forward, what you intend to do to help curb some of these infractions. I'm happy with, one, the digitalization of the whole process, so that it will go a long way to reduce human interventions. And usually when human interventions are reduced, there's efficiency and things get better. And so I'm happy with that. I'm also happy to hear that the feeding for the prison inmates have been increased from 1 cedi, 80 pesos, to 5 cedis. I'm happy because in this country, we are one people, irrespective of where you find yourself. Whether you're a prisoner or you're a child enjoying free SHS, we are one people, and as such, we should all look to the interest of our citizens. So I'm happy that this is going to be done and it's going to be reflected in the next budget. There are two things. Ghana Immigration Service. Your people are saying that whenever they are sick or they need some health intervention, they always have to come all the way from Accra. Those who are not within Accra, they always will have to come all the way from wherever they are to Accra to enjoy these services. When it comes to endorsements of loans and all these things, they always will have to come from wherever they find themselves in the region to Accra. But I believe that we have offices and command centers in various places. With the improvements that your minister is talking about, it is time that I believe you set up offices in places that will be convenient for everybody, because everywhere, every part of this country is Ghana. So once they are somewhere, they should be able to enjoy the same benefits, the basic benefits that every person, be it in Accra or Kumasi or wherever, is enjoying. And so, Minister, I'll plead with you to work with the Comptroller to make sure some of these little things that helps and boosts staff morale are put in place, so that we keep that huge distance that they have to come all the way to enjoy some of these benefits. And second,